Hey, you're a paralegal or lawyer, then you must know about Leya. Leya is an AI assistant for lawyers, which helps you prepare for any court cases or any other cases without any hallucinations. If you want to listen more, listen to our podcast and check it out.
What's good, Lucas? Sounds good. Well, let's jump in, bro.
Alright, today I want to talk about AI, but AI bringing to industries that are a little bit, let's put it this way, old school, or which have more regulations. So I want to talk about today AI in legal part as well as in medicine. So I want to talk in general about it, as well as then specific use cases, right? Or actually products. What are you bringing
Legal
today,
sounds
bro?
interesting.
Do you have any topics, or you just want to talk about this as well?
Yes, I also have a topic later. It's a request. It's one of our listeners' requests, so I'm gonna talk about it later. It's gonna be smart cities. So
Nice,
hold on,
nice.
and we're gonna go dive a little bit into it. Just probably just gonna touch the top of it, but it's gonna be interesting, I think. All right,
All
let's
right.
jump into your law.
Let's bring it. Let's bring it. All right. I want to talk about, first of all, I'm going to read you guys a headline. Lawyer uses ChatGPT in federal court and it goes horribly wrong. So I think that's one of the biggest fears that any lawyer can do or can have, right? You go into court and you think you're prepared, you got your cases, and now you're ready to whoop some ass, and then you get your ass handed to you. I mean, we've seen that in video games or in exams ourselves, right? You think we got it prepared and then getting our ass whooped. But in legal, it's a completely different story. And now, just to give you a little background. So basically, there is an article in Forbes where a lawyer uses ChatGPT to basically create cases or basically ask ChatGPT for cases because they were suing airline company because the guy got hit by the shopping cart against the knee. I mean, welcome to Petticourt. But and then he was just like suing them. The problem was all the cases that he was referring to didn't exist because ChatGPT was just imagining these cases, right? So that's already a pretty shitty situation. Now comes in the ChatGPT for lawyers, which actually just doesn't invent cases. So, Mark, how could this look like, right? So, in general, there are different manners. Because, for example, one way is an LLM, so a large language model. You can have it basically fine tune it, so you can just give it more information and then try to understand the context and learn more about it. And the other way is giving it a knowledge base, right? So basically, you can give it access to private information. So, for example, it's a closed system. So, for example, your company information, and then the model can access towards it, and then just always refer to a certain case, right? So, if you have a big database of all the case studies or cases, you can just say, "Hey, use this." And refer to it because citation is really, really important, right? So, because then otherwise it would happen again. What happened to the lawyer, to this guy? And now let me introduce you to Leya. Leya is an honest AI assistant for lawyers. So they actually just got accepted into the YC Winter 24 batch. So they're going to start in January. But for me, that was already super, super exciting because, I mean, legal sucks, right? You have to look it up. I mean, there are websites you can refer to, but with ChatGPT, or like let's put it this way, with large language models, you can do it so much better. And they're doing really, really nice. As I explained earlier, they're combining like knowledge base, so basically PDFs, etc., as well as you can give them specific websites that they can crawl. So I think it's really, really cool.
So let's cut you off in your monologue here because it's going on long, way too long. All right, I have a few questions. All right, first of all, a little bit on the background on how this case actually ended. The lawyer went to jail, he got disbarred, and he went to jail, so that everyone knows why this is also so critical. So this guy got booked for using ChatGPT. Imagine you're just like, you know what? I'm just gonna be quick, do it, and then you end up fucking disbarred, can never do your job, and you go to jail. So nice. So that's also why it's such a fear, especially in the US, because they're super strict with this kind of stuff. And then another question is, so basically they adjusted the model so that it's on 0, so it doesn't imagine anything. So it just goes
Yeah, so you
strict
can have
by whatever's
basically
in there.
Exactly. So you can on chat well in general on large language models, you can put like creativity level, right? So basically
Mm-hmm.
one is super creative and then zero is none. So you can give him like a lean way. But for example, if you want to have it very, very factual, you just make it to zero. And like it's called temperature. And if it's zero, it's like very, very factual. So that's really, really important. Or it's like close to zero. I wouldn't go completely zero because then it just weird. But you can go
Phrasing
close to it.
probably also then is already issue wise.
Yeah. And then you can still just make a citation. So it's really, really cool. I like it. Call out, shout out to them, to Leia. I think it's really, really cool what they're building. As well as you can, I mean, why not just go on the website, Mark? Let me just open it up because it's a fresh ass website. Leia. All right, let's pick it up on the website here. Da, 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 da.
Sure, what website is it? .com?
Leia.law. So here we go, ladies and gents. Share screen. Leia. Here we go. Man, doesn't this website look nice? Look at that. Legal
It looks
work.
nice, but doesn't tell you anything.
All right, it does. Let's scroll down. So here, as you can see, so you have careers normally. Then you can invite collaborators, which is really, really important because in the end, you're never like working on a case alone. So you can just get other people invited, as well as, for example, you have other documents, etc. I really, really like it. Public sources you can add, as I mentioned. Yeah, they're doing a really, really good job. I'm excited to see what it brings. But also, this brings me to the next topic, Mark, because now we talked about the legal part.
Whoa. Let's wait. What are the pros and cons, bro? Come
Yeah, I
on.
mean,
Don't jump the
pros.
ship.
Right. I mean, pros, obviously, it makes the process so much faster. It gives you at least a draft. So for this is really, really nice, especially with the citation. Regarding downsides, I mean, we saw the downside with the
Mm-hmm.
lawsuit, right? I think that's a clear downside. But this can be mitigated by always calling the citations, always like mentioning them, so you can still do it yourself.
All right, then the next question is, do you think that they will be all right, let's say I'm a lawyer, I'm gonna hire or use this app, Leia, or whatever it is going to be, some kind of SaaS, right? Software as a service. I already put all my information in there, so now I train the model. If it gives me a wrong citation and I get fucked, who's liable?
Good question. They're probably saying, hey, this is just an assistant. They even say it's
Mm-hmm.
assistant, right? It's not a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like it's always up to you, but in the end, it helps you, right? So if you can check it out, and then I mean, it says the citation, and then if you don't look at yourself, then you're anyways fucked.
All right. So what do you
So
think in future outlook here? So I think I'm gonna go first here. I think this is going to be it's gonna be normal. It's just going to help you do it. A lot of things. I mean, in AI in general is just helpful right now. Doesn't necessarily automate everything right now. It's like writer's block, right? I'm guessing this is by lawyers. It's just as well similar. If you have to go through a lot of fucking content or whatever, and then you have to come up with a few ideas, will be super helpful. So I think this is a good idea. I think this is great. I think this is a good future. I don't know how they're gonna do the legal stuff. I'm guessing if you have temperature very low in terms of flexibility of the AI bot, doesn't imagine things. I could see this going the
I
far route, bro.
no, I really, really like it because it's a cool concept. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, it makes
A
it so
lot of
much
convincing
easier.
to do.
Yeah, but well, that's a question though. Who do you need to do they really need to convince lawyers because they know it's such a pain to do the research. So I don't think that it's for that like a reason. It's just like people need to be aware that it's just an assistant and that it can sometimes like invent stuff, but as long as you always have the citation and double check, it just 10x your productivity. 100%. So I think that's a no-brainer for me for sure.
All right. I think that's it. Leia.law. Let's fucking go.
Let's go, YC. All right, next one. I want to talk about medicine, Mark. I mean, we already had a couple AI tools in
Mm-hmm.
the medicine industry, but what do you think is the upsides and downsides of these medicine tools in AI?
Well, I mean, It's very broad. Honestly, you're just saying AI medicine, so that could be anything from literally medicine that you take, pills that were invented with the help of AI, pharmaceuticals. This
Yeah,
could
let's go
also
that
be.
route. Let's go that route.
I mean, honestly, there's only upsides with it. Because the thing is this, AI will help create molecules that can be used in pharmaceuticals. Then they still have to go through the entire trial process, like I don't know, animal, then human
Let me
trials,
cut you
etc.
in there because there's already basically that AI tools can already mimic trials, right? So basically, you can have a database of genomes, and then you can run your farmers, like your test, your drug, whatever, against these databases. Or I mean, at least they're building this, and then you don't even have to do like trials with rats and then human trials. Now the question is,
Wait. You don't have to do that anymore in
well,
the
I mean, at
US?
least you know whether it would work, right? So that's, I think
Exactly. You would know that it'd work,
it
but you
worked.
still
I
have to
think
do the
it's okay.
trials.
I think it's more exactly. I think it's more about that you at least know it would work, because in the end, you don't even know, right? Because you can test it on a few, but you don't know whether it will work on a bigger scale.
Yeah.
And I think that's really, really important.
I like it. I like it. It's super cool. So basically you already know the result beforehand and then you just verifying, double checking. Yeah, by the way, it works. Here we have it also with humans. Also makes it's the risk is much lower now with that because I don't know, in these trials shit can hit the fan and people can die.
Oh
So
yeah,
I think that's good.
for sure. Also, you can go out on a bigger scale, right? Because I mean, let's imagine you do a trial with 100 people. I mean, what if it's 1 in 1,000, one of these events, right? That somebody has like a super bad reaction, and when you can just have run it against a database, you will directly know it on like millions. So I think that's really, really nice.
5 out of 5 stars. 10 out of 5. Honestly, it's super cool. I
Yeah,
like
it's
it a
super
lot.
technical, but I think that will be the future for sure.
Genome testing. Smart.
Yeah.